Hi everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel, and I am here for my most anticipated albums for the rest of 2019 and also 2020. So let's go ahead and begin with this list. We might begin by release order or month order or whatever. I'm just going to begin with the 2019 albums first, so keep that in mind. So I think we're going to begin with We Are Not Your Kind by Slipknot. I'm definitely looking forward to this new album. I really like the two songs that we've gotten so far, All Out Life and Unsated, of course. Um, yeah, definitely a highly anticipated album. This will be the band's sixth studio album, and this is not an album I have on pre-order or anything, so I don't know if I'm going to get it on release date. But this is definitely an album I will purchase either way. I'm definitely looking forward to Slipknot's new album. I'm sure it'll be a good one. I'm hoping it'll be better than their last album, The Gray Chapter, which I thought was pretty good, but it was easily their weakest album. But I hope this album, Slipknot, really steps up their game, so definitely excited for this album. Next up, we got Atonement by Killswitch Engage. Now, this is actually an album that I do have on pre-order. I'm definitely looking forward to this album, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting my copy of this album. And yeah, I mean, if you are a metalcore listener, how are you not excited for the new Killswitch Engage album, considering they are pretty much one of the masters of metalcore? I really like the two singles we've gotten so far, Unleashed and I Am Broken 2. I think I do like Unleashed just a tad more than I Am Broken 2, but they're both very good songs, and the album as a whole is shaping up to be very good. Definitely excited for the new Killswitch Engage album, Atonement. Alright, so next up, we got the new Insomnium record. I can't remember what it's called. Now, this is one of those albums that I feel like I'm not that excited for, but it is an album I will check out once it releases, of course. I believe it comes out some point in early October. And, I'm very curious to see how they follow up Winter's Gate, because I do think that was easily their best album, and it'd be crazy to see if they follow that up with something even better. I mean, that would be mind-blowing for sure. Now, the name of the new Insomnium album has been announced. I just can't remember what it's called. I'm sorry about that, guys. I know it's been announced. I think it's called Heart something. Yeah, I know it has the word heart in it. So, yeah. Definitely sort of curious to see how Insomnium follows up their last album, Winter's Gate. Now, Insomnium's new record is not one that I'm super excited about, but it is an album I will check out, mainly because Insomnium's not really a band I'm too crazy about like I was a couple of years ago. But I still think they're a good band, and I'll definitely check out their new record. Alright, so next up we got Shaped by Fire by As I Lay Dying. This is definitely an album I'll pre-order at some point while pre-orders will be available. Now, I know a lot of people have been taking this album with a grain of salt because, a lot of people have been saying, well, it's not officially confirmed. But I kind of doubt that it's fake news. I mean, I do have good reason to believe that we will get the new As I Lay Dying album this year. I believe it's coming out in September, which is really nice. I'm definitely excited for As I Lay Dying's new record. I mean, just by the two singles we've gotten so far, My Own Grave and Redefined, I'm definitely looking forward to this album, Shaped by Fire. This could end up being one of As I Lay Dying's best albums. I mean, it's been years since the last time we've gotten a new As I Lay Dying album, and I've been a fan since 2015, which I know they've kind of been on their little hiatus at that point, but they were one of my first metalcore bands, so yeah, this is definitely one I'm excited about, and I'll definitely pre-order it, the new As I Lay Dying album. So next up, we got the new Red album. Now, this is one that's kind of a mystery in a way, because no one really knows when this album is coming out. Like, we got that last single, The Evening Hate, pretty recently, and you know, we thought that like shortly after, or even when that single came out, we were going to get the album title, the release date, the album cover. I thought we were going to get all that stuff, but no, not exactly. I know Michael Barnes came out and said that, you know, they're still, you know, working hard on the new album, so we'll have to see, I guess. This is probably an album I will pre-order as well. I'm not really sure when it's coming out, though. My guess, they're going to do another fall release, just like they did with their last album, Gone. So maybe like October, November-ish, you know. It'd be nice if we got the new Red album by that point. So yeah, I am looking forward to Red's new album. I'm curious to see how they follow up Gone, and I really do hope that it's a much better album than Gone, personally. And just by the Evening Hate, which is a song that hasn't held up too well, I mean, it's still a song that's enough to say that the new album is shaping up to be a good album and better than their last album, which is Gone. So yeah, definitely looking forward to the next Red album. Alright, so next up we got the new Sevendust album. Now this is an album that I believe is coming out in 2020. And it's an album I'm definitely excited for. Sevendust could really do anything they want with this album, because I do think all eras of Sevendust were really good. Their new metal stuff and even their hard rock stuff are really good. And, you know, I really like their last album, All I See Is War, and, you know, I actually became a fan around when that album came out, so yeah, I'm curious to see how they follow that up, because I thought that was a really good album. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the new Sevendust album. I know I said in my last Sevendust video that they're in the studio, but I did want to make a correction about that. I heard that they're actually going into the studio this October. So therefore, if they're going in October, I could probably bet that we'll get the new Sevendust album by spring 2020 or something like that. It's definitely going to be a 2020 release. That's my guess anyway. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it regardless. Alright, so next up we got the new Trivium album. Now this is definitely one that I am really stoked for, because I really like their last album, The Sin and the Sentence. Once again, I did become a Trivium fan in 2017, back when that album came out, shortly before when that album came out, but I knew about them in 2016, the year before, but I just really didn't think they were anything great at the time, and really didn't give them more of a shot until 2017. But either way, I mean, I really liked their last album, The Sin and the Sentence. I thought that was easily one of Trivium's best albums, and I'm curious to see how they follow that up. I mean, this is definitely an album that I'm probably going to pre-order as well. My guess, it's going to come out either mid-2020 or late 2020, which is a little ways to go, but either way, I'm still very excited for the new Trivium album, because I'm sure it'll be very good. Alright, so next up we got the new Megadeth album. Now, this is also an album I'll probably pre-order once pre-orders will be available. Obviously, there's no album title or release date announcement or anything. This album technically got pushed back to 2020, supposedly, I heard. My guess, it's going to come out like very early in the year, I'd say. Maybe like January or February or something. But I could be wrong about that. And I'm very curious to see how they follow up their last album, Dystopia, which is an album that I thought was rather overhyped, but I thought it was a good album for what it was. I really do hope that this new Megadeth album will be an improvement for sure. I hope that, you know, they sort of go back to their 80s and early 90s roots. I think that would be really nice for this new record by Megadeth, so yeah, I mean, if you're any kind of metalhead, I think you should definitely be excited for the new Megadeth album. So yeah, next up we got the new Anthrax album. Now, Anthrax is a band that I tend to be off and on with. There's days where I really enjoy their music, and then there's days where I feel like if I wanted to listen to thrash metal, I'd listen to like Megadeth or Metallica or something. But Anthrax is still a very good band for who they are. I really do think they're a really good band. And I heard that they're coming out with a new album that will be pushed back to 2020 as well, just like with Megadeth's new album. So yeah, I'm not really too familiar with Anthrax's newer material, but their new album is definitely one I'll check out for sure. So Anthrax's new record, I had to put them on the list. Definitely one worth mentioning. So lastly, now this one is not exactly confirmed, but I do have good reason to believe that this album will be released in 2020, and that is the new Knives album. Now, obviously, for those who don't know, Knives is Demon Hunter frontman Ryan Clark's side project. This is not a metal project by any means, it's more electronic. And for those who don't know, I do like a fair share of electronic music, but I could be very picky when it comes to electronic. Thankfully, when it comes to Knives, I really dig their sound. And these guys haven't released an album since 2015, which was their debut album, so we're still awaiting that second album from Knives. So yeah, I have no clue when that's coming. Back in 2017, they announced that it would come out in 2018, and here we are in 2019, and we still don't have the album. So, it was something that I think confused me and a lot of other people. It's something that I felt like Ryan Clark kind of put on the back burner for a little bit. Obviously, since we had 2 new Demon Hunter albums earlier this year, I don't think we'll get the new Knives record this year. But I do have good reason to believe that we will receive the new Knives album in 2020. And I'm curious to see what they do with it. And it's definitely one that I'll listen to it for sure. I mean, I'm definitely excited for the new Knives record, if that is coming out in 2020, which I do have good reason to believe that it is. So there you go, guys. That is a list of albums, my most anticipated albums of the remainder of 2019 and 2020. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Take care.